Hi guys, I'm Katrina from Katrina's Creative Heart. I'm glad you could join me in my craft room. I want to show you today a card I'm making using the brand new Painted Harvest stamp set. This is going to be in the upcoming holiday catalog. I'm just going to give you a kind of a sneak peek of some of the great things that are going to be in it. And this set is one of them. Along with the new designer series paper called Painted Autumn. This paper is absolutely gorgeous. If you want to see all of the different sheets and patterns in it, you're welcome to go to my Facebook page where I did do a haul video, Facebook Live, so that you could see all the patterns and colors and stuff in this pack, and it's beautiful. So I am using some of that. So I guess we'll just go ahead and jump right in and get started. I'm starting off with a half sheet of cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and of course I scored and folded it at 4 1/4. So we have our card base. Then for the designer paper, I did cut a piece of the leafy pattern here. That's 2 inches by 5.5. And I'm just going to find my fast views here, and I'm just going to add a little adhesive, and just going to kind of stick this down here on the left side of my card base. Let's see. I think we should be good there. Okay. Next, I am going to stamp my sunflower, and I'm going to start with the image that doesn't have a whole lot of detail. It'd be this one here. This sunflower does have a watercolor look. I'm using Peekaboo Peach, Tangerine Tango, and Early Espresso inks. Okay. So I'm going to start with my Peekaboo Peach. And like I said, I am using the image that doesn't have a lot of detail. Let me make sure I'm in the camera here. So I'm just going to ink up and stamp down. I am using my trusty Stampin' Scrub here because I'd like to keep my ink pad or my stamps nice and clean. Then I'm going to pull out my Tangerine Tango, and this is the stamp now that has a lot of detail in it. Again, if you were to look at the stamp case, it would be this one here, and this is the one that's going to give you a lot of dimension. I like to just make sure, yeah, that's about how I want to go down. I line it up by looking at the center, and I'm just going to get that down, and I just like to hold it down for just a second. Look at that, all of that depth. I'll hold it up so you can see it a little bit better. Look at the depth you get with that. I love this stamp set. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Then I'm going to bring in my Early Espresso, and I'm going to do my center. And again, this center, I like to just double check it, and it looks like it's going to go perfectly right there. Just try to, excuse my head if I'm in the frame here, I'm just trying to line that up, and it looks like I missed my mark just a little bit. You really do have to look over it, but you know what? The stamp is enough. You can probably just get in there and fix it just like that. Look at that. And again, you have the highlighted center. I think it's so pretty. All right. So then I'm going to go to my Big Shot and cut this, or I would be going to my Big Shot and cutting this with the stitched square framelit, like so. But to save time, I went ahead and I've already done that for you. And I used the scalloped framelits with my early espresso cardstock to make a little frame for my stitch square. So for the stitch square framelit, I did use the largest frame, okay, framelit, to do that piece. And then for the scalloped, I used, it would be the second to the largest scallop. I have my scallops in the two opposing corners here. This is the very largest. This is the second largest. If you don't have the layering shapes framelits, they are really a great value. As you can see, you do get a lot of framelits in the collections, and that's both. Or I should say not both. You get all. There's all three. There's the square layering square framelits, the layering oval framelits, and the layering circle framelits, and they all have a large number of die, so they are a really good value. And then the stitched shapes, you get the circles, the ovals, and the squares all in here. Here's the squares. Okay, so I'll just flip those back in. And so then I'm just going to take my fast fuse and bring my card base back in. And I just kind of want to overlap it like so. And again, in the interest of saving time, I did stamp the "I am thankful for you" sentiment onto a piece of Tangerine Tango cardstock, using the Early Espresso ink, and using the second to the smallest. I used this would be number 1. I used the number 2 oval stitched framelit. And I'm going to bring in my dimensionals for this. There's Tucker, sorry about that. And that completes our card. Quick, easy, but very beautiful and packs a punch. I hope you enjoyed this card. You can find me at www.katrinascreativeheart.com. Thanks. Bye.